After losing to the San Antonio Spurs in 7 games in the Western Conference Finals, many fan bases have started to write off the Thunder. They've said that their so called dynasty is over. They've traded many players in the offseason, and there's no way that Thunder can come back after losing in such heartbreaking fashion to Victor Wembanyama and the Spurs. Well, in my opinion, the Thunder have had a sneaky, great, and underrated offseason. Lots of their moves may not have been flashy, but have set themselves up for financial flexibility and potential success in the future, not just this year, but well off in the future. The Oklahoma City Thunder deserve to be 2027 NBA Finals favorites. Starting with their first move of the offseason, which was trading Aaron Wiggins to the Atlanta Hawks for 2 second-round picks in 2030 and 2032. Aaron Wiggins was a great member of this team, coming off the bench a lot. It was a big spark plug, hitting corner threes for this Thunder team. He was a great player, very underrated. The Hawks are getting a great player, but ultimately this had to be done. He was expiring contract coming up, and there's just no way the Thunder were going to be able to keep his salary on the team with staying under the second apron. The next trade that was made was trading Isaiah Joe, the sharpshooter, off to the Detroit Pistons. This got them 2 second-round picks, a 2030 second-round pick via Minnesota, and a 2031 second-round pick of the Pistons. Isaiah Joe, another great guy who was a great shooter off the bench, even had some starting roles in their 2024 playoff run before falling to the Mavericks that year, coming in for Josh Giddey and making some starts late in the postseason. He was a great player, big spark plug, another good player that the Pistons are getting. But again, similar situation that Aaron Wiggins was coming up on an expiring contract, was not going to get the money that the Thunder couldn't pay what the money that he was going to get, and so they had to trade him away. So these were the two trades that were made to kind of set up what they were looking at in the draft, where the Thunder owned the number 12 and number 17 picks in the draft. The number 12 thanks to the Paul George trade from the Los Angeles Clippers. And so with that number 12 pick, the Oklahoma City Thunder would take the 7'3" center from Michigan, Adai Mara, the national champion, averaged 12 points, 6.8 rebounds a game on 67% shooting from the field, also 2.5 blocks a game. He was a monster. The 21-year-old was an absolute monster for Michigan, a huge reason why they won the national championship last year. And he can absolutely be a monster for this team. I know a lot of people when it was taken, were calling him the so-called Wimby destroyer, which is just not going to happen. I don't think there's any player in the NBA right now that could be a player who solely can stop Wemby, but he certainly can help, especially with a team that saw Chet Holmgren go so silent in Game 7 and throughout that series. It was, I think this is a great move for the Thunder, getting a big dominant presence. Although he lacked a little bit in Summer League, you always can, it's really just, who knows, 50-50 on how that really translates to the real games. I think it's a great move. And then just 4 picks later, the Thunder would trade up from number 17 to number 16 and take the shooting guard, Bennett Sturts from Iowa. This one, I really love this pick. He averaged 19.8, 4.5 assists, and on 48% from the field. I love this pick. As a Mizzou fan, it pained me to watch him go to my team after what he did to us on Drake 2 tournaments ago. But he's a great player. He's a Kansas City kid, and he has battled, worked so hard to get to the point, and he's going to be a great option off the bench. I mean, he's going to join a loaded guard room with SGA, Jared McCain, Cason Wallace, just to name a few, Alex Caruso. There's a lot of good guards in this room, and he's going to be right in there, getting in the mix, probably from day one. I'm sure he'll be getting a lot of minutes. So that was the draft. then it sets up free agency where the first uh, problem on the Thunder's plate was Isaiah Hartenstein. Hartenstein averaging 9 points, 9 rebounds on 62% from the field last year. Came over from the Knicks 2 years ago, helped us win the championship in his first season. He's only played half the seasons of both of his years due to injury, and he's become a necessary big down low to really allow Chet Holmgren to not have to play center. Isaiah Hartenstein's been able to play down low and really pick up the boards for this team. And he was rewarded 3 year, $75 million extension, which kind of spreads out the cap and the cap hit, which allows a little bit more financial flexibility, which is the huge key for this Thunder team this offseason. The next dilemma was Kenrich Williams. Kenrich Williams had a team option. Kenny Hustle, as the OKC faithful call him. He's been a great guy off the bench, similar to Aaron Wiggins and Isaiah Joe. He had the team option to pick up. The Thunder choose to decline, but in free agency are able to work out a new 1 year deal on a bit of cheaper to keep him around. He's been a great option. I mean, I feel like every playoff game that I was watching them, he'd hit just a clutch three just to change some momentum, do something. Kenny Hustle, he's hustling, getting boards. Been a great player, really kind of an overlooked player on this team, but definitely had a lot of moments, despite being maybe the 8th or 9th guy, on the rotation. Next and finally is Lou Dort, who obviously in the NBA has a lot of people who dislike him with his aggressive play, his very, over the line sometimes actions. A lot of people dislike him. He had a team option, and he was certainly a big key of this team. Thunder choose to pick up his team option, but trying to stay under that second apron. There was only one option, and Thunder fans hated to see it. But he was traded to the Hawks for 3 second-round picks. Again, Lou Dort, great player. He'll go team up with Aaron Wiggins in Atlanta. But all of this had to be done to give the Oklahoma City Thunder some financial flexibility, which I go back to. At the start of the offseason, the Thunder were nearly $40 million over the second apron, which is just not a good position to be in, especially with a roster with so many big contracts that have just kicked in. You're going to be in that second apron for a while if you get into it this year. And so this was the year that Sam Presti really said, we don't have to be in the second apron, so we're going to try and stay out of it. I mean, just a reminder of some second apron penalties. No trade exceptions can be used in trades. No cash can be used in trades. And maybe the biggest one, if you stay in the second apron for 3 out of a 5-year span, your first-round pick automatically is moved to the back of the first round, which is a huge hinder, which obviously you're hoping that if you're in the second apron, your pick will be at the end of the first round because you're the champion. But it doesn't, if you don't do it, it's a real pain, and it's a bad penalty. And so Sam Presti really said, if we don't have to be there this year, that's 1 year we can kick those penalties down the road at least, with Chet, J-Dub, and Shea all going to be making huge money and have huge contracts that are going to hit in the books, where in this next few years, the second apron is almost certain to happen. These moves also give the Thunder the financial flexibility that in the next few years, A.J. Mitchell, a key young guy coming off the bench, is going to be needing an extension. Cason Wallace is going to be needing an extension. It gives them the ability to get these extensions done for these young guys and allow them to not be in terrible financial issues. And as for also another reason, on top of why I believe the Thunder should be looked at as favorites still, Jalen Williams, 33 games played last year due to injury. He'll be a huge factor. I think that was one of the biggest keys for this team was injuries last year. I mean, so many players. Jada was out for a long time. Shea was out for a while. Chet, everybody look down the roster, missed games throughout the year. AJ Mitchell and Jada obviously missing during that Spurs series that could have absolutely helped them. Again, no excuses for why they lost that series, but certainly could have been huge reasons for helping them win that series. So I think if this team can just get healthy, you're already looking at an improved team, especially come playoff time. And this is a team that won 65 games. So it's going to be a good team. Obviously, the Spurs are great, and I think the Spurs deserve to be up there as favorites in the Western Conference, or as a team that could absolutely make the finals as well. I just feel like, in my opinion, I'm a Thunder fan, obviously. I believe that teams are overlooking us now after getting taken down by the Spurs. I feel like this offseason has set us up incredibly. I feel like Sam Presti has done a phenomenal job for this team. It hurts to lose fan favorites like Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, and Lou Dort, all players that Oklahoma City loved. But I think Adai Mara and Bennett Sturts can step in, and with the right development that these coaches and this team have shown over the past 5+ years, I think they can fill the gaps on cheaper contracts and keep us from going into that second apron. That's what I think. Let me know what you think. And yeah, peace.